The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.
Has anyone told you that you look a little bit like Theresa May?
What a compliment. Stop it, Rod.
How to win friends and influence people.
Can't say anyone's ever said that to me. It's first, you know.
I'm completely joking on that. You look nothing like Theresa May. More Boris Johnson.
I was going to say Margaret Thatcher.
Yeah, possibly. No, you look like nothing like them at all. The reason I mention that is obviously we're going to talk about politics today because we just had a general election. Did you vote?
I did vote, yes.
Going to tell me which way?
Conservative.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm guessing you didn't.
Didn't vote Tory.
Oh, right.
Oh, dear. See, that's a problem, isn't it? And it does beg the question, when dating, do you talk about sort of big subjects like politics? Do you talk about religion? These sort of topics that are possible deal breakers. You've done some research there, so what have you sort of found out about politics and sort of mentioning it and bringing it up when you're dating?
Well, it was actually really interesting. So apparently, according to Match's 2015 singles study in America, most people actually would date someone from a different political party. 35% of them said, it would be a problem, however, but men are more likely to date someone that's different than women are, which is quite interesting. And then also saw that, with the younger generation, they were less likely to date someone from a different political party than the older generation. They also brought in, parents and family would care if they married someone of a different political party. So it just highlights that it actually is quite a big problem.
Yeah.
And it's, is it a deal breaker?
I don't know. I mean, if you're sitting there and you're staunch Tory and I'm Labour, as an example, I think that might be a bit of a problem.
I mean, I think it is.
It flows through the rest of your life, doesn't it?
Yeah, and you change your perception of that person instantly.
Well, as soon as you said you're a Tory,
it was like, face has just changed.
Yeah, but what about bringing it up on a date? Is it a good idea or is it a bad idea? Because you need to know, don't you, really?
Yeah, I think you need to get it in early because then... then at least you know where you stand and you're like, oh, here we go.
Get it in early. Right, okay. So you do mention it.
Yeah, I would mention it. I think it also depends on the time. So obviously...
Maybe not on the first date, guys.
Maybe not on the first date.
Hi, I'm Rod, I'm Labour. And
I'm Katie. We can't speak, right.
Okay, that's it, I'm going.
Yeah, nice to meet you, see ya. But yeah, I think it depends on the time. Obviously, if you went on a date or going on a date around a general election, I don't think you can't not bring it up. I think you have to. But also, personally, I would get it in early.
Really? Okay. And but I think it's probably more important now if you're living in the UK than, say, 10 years ago, where the Tory party and the Labour under Blair, etc., they're very, very similar policies, etc. But now you've got something like Jeremy Corbyn, who is very, very different from Theresa May. Mix in Brexit and the Liberal Democrats and what they're sort of saying we should, etc., etc. The spectrum is wider now, isn't it? Don't you think?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So it's actually probably more important to sort of get it right politically.
Yeah, and everyone has a voice at this time. I mean, more than, we saw with the young voters. I mean, they had a huge impact on the general election. I mean, we could talk about politics all day.
Yeah. Anything else there that's fascinating from your research?
It was just quite interesting that they thought that, potentially politics and dating, is it a deal breaker? Is it something that I think the most interesting thing that, if you were on a date, if someone said I was, a different political party, would that be it? And that was what a lot of research was saying. Is it the deal breaker or not?
And it is, going back to what you were saying, it is more interesting that men are a bit more sort of flexible on on who they date rather than women. Why do we think that is?
I don't know. Do they just not care as much? I don't know. Maybe they
got other things on their mind.
Yeah, maybe they're like, all right, take in our other attributes and just forget this one. But I think, but it could be seen as a way of getting to know each other better,
Okay, Katie, that is brilliant research. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The Dating Show, brought to you by olderdatingonline.com.